Humans aren't born out of laying around on their asses. We're the dominant species. We built all this. We're powerful and we're beautiful and we're ready to build the next level of civilization in God's plan. If you love God and you want to build a pro-human future, you must become the victor. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is the truth, and everyone knows it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas and you're gearing up for an even better New Year's. So here's the deal. Video game companies are out of touch, completely divorced from reality and divorced from their audience. Naughty Dog appears to be on the trajectory of wanting to become the next BioWare. They want to become an irrelevant, tone-deaf, woke, completely and totally delusional company filled with freaks and other avant-garde degenerate losers. And here's the thing. On the Christmas weekend break, they put out a tweet. Now, what was the tweet in question? Well, it was this post right here. Whether you're celebrating with old friends or new, we here at Naughty Dog hope your holidays are filled with joy and festivities. Art by Naughty Dog concept artist David Blatt. So already people are looking at this going, what the hell? First of all, Abby is standing behind Joel. Whoever put this together, you're an absolute menace. And people are memeing the shit out of this. First of all, Abby killed Joel, spoiler alert. And the fact that they're all sitting together, and these are the characters that Naughty Dog chose to promote, this is how they want to phrase things. It is tone deaf. It is completely and totally devoid from reality. But here's the best part. You know that a company is on the pulse, on the cutting edge, when they have to delete and remove comments from their post. That is correct. You see this little thing right here? This means that Naughty Dog is curating their timeline. It means that they want a toxically positive presence. They want to filter out what they deem to be the unsavories, the unpalatable people. And so we're going to go through and look at some of the posts that Naughty Dog handpicked to be removed from this timeline. Shall we? Already starting off with a banger. The Gillette picture mixed in with... That's fantastic. Make The Last of Us 3, you shit-eating buffoons. Fair. I mean, if that's the game that you want, fine. Hail Trump. Awesome. There is only one gender. There is only one gender, male or female. I think you meant two genders. Oh, somebody photoshopped in the golf club. Oh. Seriously, bravo. That is fantastic. Neil Cuckman destroyed his studio. So this is what people are woke BS Naughty Dog. This is what they are filtering out. It's like, how pathetic must you be as a company? Keeping me money. They filtered this out too. They filtered this out too. It's like, we supposed to welcome this bish when this is the shit she's posting? Nope. So, audience feedback, any sort of disagreement, OMG, read the room. Keep in mind, these posts were hand-picked to be removed from the timeline. In space, no one can hear your pronouns. These disgusting freaks that work at these companies are actively sabotaging the brand. There is no other explanation. Sure, they may be ideologically possessed. Sure, they may be die-on-the-wool for this. But if you are so mentally retarded that you don't understand that this very thing will affect sales and affect the perception of your company and will ultimately harm your game and your reputation, there's no hope for you. And you do not belong in a position where you have any control over the social media of this site, of this brand. It's very, very simple. There are plenty of things that I see on my YouTube community tab or my YouTube channel that I see that I don't like. And you know what I don't do? I never, ever have ever once deleted a comment. Ever. And that includes videos where I criticized content creators bigger than myself and a portion of their most insane, toxic, low IQ, retarded audience found my video and came and spammed some of the nastiest crap you can imagine, and still I didn't do that. You know why? Because it's beneath me to do so. And it's beneath a lot of people to do so. There is nothing wrong with people feeling passionate, feeling a certain way, and wanting to express it. Now, I think that it may be a waste of time. I think that there are more productive things that you can do, and the only thing that's going to happen is I'm going to tell you that you're wrong and that you're retarded. But at the end of the day, it's their prerogative to do so. They can react to my content that I'm putting on the internet in any way that they choose. The chick who bashed Joel's head in has her hand on him in the Christmas card. Who's the cancer patient? 100% less sales is better. So somebody took out the two worst characters from it, trying to save it. Concord to, oh, this is nice. That's nice. The imagination of the internet. So you can't use the word woke because apparently Naughty Dog's just you're gonna try to ban your content. To tell your actress here I am mad, and she can go F herself. Funny. So, first of all, let me just say that she looks a lot better here. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm not saying she's like drop dead gorgeous, but she's attractive. There's no question. She's objectively attractive. Now, she may be mentally insane and a complete weirdo, but she's attractive. And you made her ugly on purpose. Woke BS, I hope you flop in all your future endeavors. Somebody working there was so triggered that they took the time to actually remove this. Woke bullshit. And they removed this post here. So as we go down, as we look at this, you get a general flavor of just how unbelievably tone-deaf these companies are. You have these community managers that are some of the sickest, most delusional, deranged, pathetic, disgusting people imaginable. They're genuinely gross. A lot of these people are into furry stuff. They're into fetish material. Oh, trust me, I'm going to do a video on the new Harley Quinn fart comic. And if you think for one goddamn second that I'm making that up, no. DC is literally putting out a Harley Quinn fart comic, and the rumor, it's not been confirmed yet, but the rumor is that it's going to be scratch and sniff. It's freak fetish material because these disgusting animals, these abominable leftist freaks, they want to push their freakism and their degeneracy and their filth in front of everyone to taint everything, to twist and tarnish everything that you love and appreciate, which is why people have had enough. So let's see the comments that Naughty Dog thought were appropriate. Well, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that you blocked his post here You blocked his post, but then you allowed it over there. Like, were you just banning the first day and then somebody told you to stop and you just left him up? Jeremy Griggs can be retarded sometimes, and I still haven't let go of the fact that he's part of that the real Game Awards thing that tried to scam people out of $30. I mean, $30 to vote for anyway. This is not the video for that. But that's pretty funny. That he posted that. That's actually fairly based. So yeah, these are the things. So these are the things that were deemed unacceptable. This got banned too. But Pirate Nation was banned here, but apparently they didn't ban this one. I don't know what the distinction is. It's Merry Christmas because we celebrate the birth of the living man God, Jesus Christ. That looks hideous. This looks better. Merry Christmas. I actually do agree. I think this one is more like this doesn't feel like a Christmas thing. This feels really, really weird. But this I actually like this one. I think this is actually really, really interesting. He's wearing, he's got a menorah, or interesting. Concord 2, the Narcissist Prophet. Oh, I don't know if I should do a video on this. But thank you to Nam Hyung Take. Nam Hyung Tak, principal concept designer at Naughty Dog, for this amazing illustration. So this person at Naughty Dog, the character concept designer, drew this picture of Eve. Look at her fucking face. I mean, 10 out of 10, right? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, the internet is undefeated. I'm never deleting this app. That's not Eve. That's a guy who's supposedly cosplaying Eve. Terrible artwork. This is Eve. I have to say, I don't think the people are digging on the new design. Anyway, that's a detour, but that's really, really funny. And it is part of the larger problem that they intentionally grotesquify these female characters for absolutely no fucking reason. There is nothing inherently objectionable or wrong with attractive female characters that have large assets. Whether you think that it's gooner bait or whatever retarded, convoluted thing that you come up with, it doesn't matter. There's nothing wrong with it. And actually, ironically, by trying to shame women with large tits, you actually do discriminate against women, because I'll tell you what. Do you know what the average cup size is in America? Let's look it up. Let's see if we can't find some data to back this up. We can look up the average penis size. What is the average breast size for women in America? Let's see. Okay. According to most sources, the average breast size for women in America is considered to be 34 double D bra size. However, it's important to note that this can vary significantly based on factors like age, genetics, and weight. average bra size is 34 double D. Average doesn't mean that every woman has that. The average simply means that when these companies are looking like what size to make a bra, you make it 36 double D. That's the average. So the average is 34 double D, okay? Well, let's just say 36 double D. That's the average. And so if you are somebody who works at one of these companies and you make a slider that basically reduces the option to be, well, I mean, more or less this. Your chest size maxed out to 100%, and you're barely, you're an A cup. That is discrimination. That is you intentionally choosing to make a political statement that anything above that, there's something wrong with it. And I oppose that vehemently, vociferously, continually, always. Because there is something wrong with that. And I will always continue to maintain that nobody wants an ugly, disgusting female character unless it's an activist, a feminist, that wants to have that character ugly because they want to use it as a political message on social media rather than any love or desire to play the game. The people who cosplay the characters, the girls who actually play the games, the girls who even stream the games, all of it. They like good designs. They like attractive women characters. This is true of everyone. This is true of everyone. Do you know why Final Fantasy XIV is so unbelievably popular? You know why it's so popular? Because there's so many different character types and costumes, and you can make your character look how you want. You can be a Lalafell, or you can be, you can be one of the other races. You can be a human. You can be basically anything else. I mean, they got a whole plethora of races that you can be. And the thing is, they all look interesting. They all look interesting. And girls love to play as hyper attractive female characters. They do not, under any circumstances, want to play as a fat, ugly, unibrow Fraulein freak. Just as guys don't want to play as some fat, malnourished, or overly nourished, basically a comic book store owner. Actually, my lady, I don't want to play as a fedora-wearing neckbeard. I don't want to play as a morbidly obese weirdo that tips our hats at women, okay? It's very simple. Anyway, shall we go back to Naughty Dog? Yeah, they're getting called out. You guys are hiding replies. Once great studio ruined by progressive activists. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You had an opportunity to send a Christmas message, and you decided to go completely and totally divisive, start deleting comments, and then these people wonder, as they're being laid off and fired, these people have the gall to blame gamers. How dare you, gamers? This is your fault. No, it's yours. Because here's the deal, you fucking freaks, you disgusting, bottom-feeding sacks of garbage don't understand that you are not in a liberal arts, you're not in a liberal arts class. This isn't to be an expression of your feelings, and why don't you make the art that speaks to you and reflects you? Make the art reflect you. No, bitch, no one cares about you. No one cares about your problems, your woes, your troubles, your politics. No one cares. What they care about is you being faithful to the project that you are lucky enough to be a part of. You see, there are people who have built a name for themselves on the back of a string of continual successes over years. And I think that some people may disagree with this, but I think the single most successful person in video game history, who do you think it is? The most successful man in gaming history. Who do you think? I think it is unquestionably, undoubtedly, and people can disagree with this, I think it's Shigeru Miyamoto of Nintendo. And do you know why? It's because this guy was the original concept artist. He was the original, I use the word artist, but I mean artist in a more general sense. Like, he was the guy who was in charge of coming up with the concept and the design for Super Mario and The Legend of Zelda. And he's kind of, his idea came from when he was younger. He liked to, anyway, he liked to do he liked to jump on things, and he liked to, I think the story was he liked to hit turtles with a hammer or something crazy like that. But he's a genius. And continually, he's made games that are just absolutely incredible. It's the combination of great ideas, brilliant creativity, and consistency that establish you as somebody to remember. So, if you are privileged enough to work on a game, the thing that's going to make you remembered and beloved and part of gaming history is consistency. If you are able to hit it every single time and knock it out of the park, that is the most important thing. And it's something that these Western studios have forgotten. They don't give a shit about the audience or the fact that you are selling a product. Again, it's not your liberal arts class. You're selling a product. You are not giving this to me for free to experience your art. You are asking, and in fact, not even asking, you're demanding that I pay a certain price to enter into the world that you've built. You are asking not an inconsequential sum of money. In some cases, you're asking for $60, $70, $80, or up to $100. Forspoken, when it came out, if I recall correctly, was a full AAA priced game. Imagine paying $70 for Forspoken. That's my point. You could either pay $70 for Forspoken, or you could pay $70 for Elden Ring, and holy shit, if you have to even pause to question that, there's no hope for you. That is the easiest choice in the history of humanity, and they're both games. One decided to make a compelling product that actually for Elden Ring, undersold. And it's one of the few games undersold. They didn't want to overwhelm people. They're like, yeah, the campaign for Elden Ring is like 30 hours. It's only like 30 hours, don't worry. DLC, don't worry about it. And then it comes out, and people are like, I just sunk 100 hours into this game, and I just beat the story. And it's like, yeah, they under-delivered. They gave you way more game than you were expecting for that price. And then they came out with a DLC that, and I don't necessarily agree with them doing this, but the DLC that was so good, it got nominated for Game of the Year because the game was so good. I mean, my point is, the people who made Elden Ring from Software, they obviously understand the mission. you are building a product for players, for fans, for gamers. You're not building it for a community of activists that work at your company. It's not your mission to educate, in quotations, or lecture to, or berate, or belittle the players. Your job is very simple. You come into work, you clock in, and every moment of every day that you're there, you should be thinking, how can I make this better value for money and a better experience for the customers that will be purchasing our product? Not belittling them, not lecturing them, not humiliating them, not teaching them a lesson, not existing out of spite, not propagandizing them. Well, if we have this message in here, we're going to get clicks and snaps from the journalists in the gaming press. Fuck all those people in the gaming press. All those people in the, in the community rooms. Hey man, I've got this idea. What if we make a main character for a space game, and we're gonna make her progressive. She's gonna emulate a man, and it's like all of these ideas from these freaks are terrible because they fundamentally have forgotten the most basic thing, that when you're selling a product, you have to appeal to that demographic. You don't get to just make up a demographic. Oh, I have an idea. Let's make this big budget AAA game in space that has a primarily male demographic. Well, we don't like men. We're going to target this game for women. Okay, that would be like me being hired on Sex and the City and being told, okay, we're going to make a new Sex and the City movie. Go. And I would be like, all right, well, we're changing everything. So first of all, we're bringing in John Rambo. And basically, he's going to get a call that one of these girls from Sex and the City were kidnapped and taken to a hostile country. And so John Rambo here is going to have to fly over, go in stealth, start, slitting throats and start, mowing down commies and stuff like that. And eventually, at the end, he'll blow up enough stuff and kill enough stuff. He'll rescue the girl, and that'll be the end of the movie. Now, as awesome as I think that is, that's not Sex and the City. Girls watching that would turn it off instantly. Like, what the hell is this? Like, why are there tanks? Why are there machine guns? Why are there rocket launchers? Why are there planes flying and dropping missiles? Why is Rambo sitting there with the giant flamethrower with napalm, frying the enemy? If I were to go in there and do that, I would have failed because I'm not there to put what I want or to put myself in there, or maybe even not that extreme. Having the girls in Sex and the City sit around and talking about things that I like, that I identify with. I like guns. I like collecting guns. I think guns are one of the greatest inventions in the history of mankind. I think that they're amazing. But if I made an episode where they're all sitting around talking about different types of guns, and the merits of the 9mm versus the 45 ACP, if I had an episode where they're sitting around talking about, well, I actually think that Colt is the better 1911. No, the Colt's not the better. The Kimber is the better 1911. Like, if I did that, I might actually watch the episode. I might think that it's great. Like, it's like, there are many different things that I could do, but guess what's not going to happen? Women are not going to watch it, and they're going to tune out. And ironically, even though I think it's better, it's going to damage the brand. That's the thing here. It isn't even about politics. It's about doing the job. And Naughty Dog and a lot of these companies have forgotten that completely. Completely and totally. It's why Korea, China, and Japan god damn, it's brutal. It's like a snuff film, how they're absolutely violating us when it comes to entertainment, because in those cultures, they understand that you give the audience what they want, and the audience will return that by buying your product and vocally supporting it online. They are your best advertisement. But in the West, there is a war on gamers. Especially white, straight, Christian, male gamers. You can't be any of those things. They're problematic. Those are the building blocks of civilization. Those are the building blocks of a great story. The knight deciding he's going to risk his life in order to save the princess from the dragon. A tale as old as time. Heroes. These people don't understand heroes because they're all villains. They're selfish and stupid and smelly and crass and belligerent and classless and degenerate and pathetic and demonic and creepy and cruel and weird. They're perverts and they don't have any redeeming qualities at all, which is why they're so visceral to shut down anyone who will talk about, honestly and openly, who and what the hell they are. And yes, that came from not only that picture, that Christmas picture, it came from years of this sort of tone deafness, deleting comments from gamers who have every right to criticize you for the trajectory you've been on, and you want to ban people, and this has been going on since before 2014. I've been talking about this stuff for a long damn time. Longer than most of these grifters and backbenchers and mouthpieces and people trying to charge $30 to vote for a goddamn award show. I've been talking about this for a long time. I remember the Hold the Wallet movement for Mass Effect 3, where the ending was so shockingly shit, the gamers actually rose up for the first time to try to get something done, and they were vilified there too, even though the ending was objectively terrible. That's when people actually cared about BioWare. Back in 2013, before BioWare ruined their reputation. That, back then, by the way, was the time of Anita Sarkeesian. That's when she was prominent, because I remember the community manager for BioWare, Jessica Merzin at the time, was retweeting Feminist Frequency. This shit has been going on for a goddamn century, it seems. It's ongoing. And so at this point, my patience is at an end. And if you freaks still haven't learned the lesson, you never will, so the gloves are off. That's as simple as that. You'll never learn. You're too stupid. You're mentally ill. You're disgusting. You sold your soul years ago for nothing. For nothing. And now you wallow on this existence, just making life a little bit worse for everyone around you. Your family, your quote-unquote friends. You have no friends. You have what are called, allies. We're allied until it's inconvenient, and then they'll turn on you and they'll destroy you and they'll eat you. Figuratively, and in the case of some of these fat feminists, literally. My issue here is that I think that things can be better. But you have to purge. Like Anakin Skywalker going in with the 501st to purge the Jedi Temple, you have to order 66 these people metaphorically. Give them their pink slips, get them out, make it clear why they're out, make it clear that the culture has changed, make it clear that there will be zero tolerance for left-wing woke idealism and activism in politics, and get them the hell out. No prisoners, no mercy, a good start. That's my take on this. That's my position on this. You can feel free to disagree. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with any part of it or the whole thing. I mean, you can think for yourself. This is just my opinion on it, and I appreciate you guys giving me a platform to be able to articulate this and talk about it, because it does it does make me feel better to have this cathartic experience and to share this with all of you, because I do think that it is critically important that we preserve gaming in a state that is actually going to be worth something in the future. Nintendo's not going anywhere. You know, as much as people in the West hate Nintendo, they curse Nintendo's name, it's not going anywhere. In fact, PlayStation and Xbox are going through a tough time. But Nintendo, they're coming out with the Switch 2. I have a feeling, and call me crazy, I think the Switch 2 is going to come out, and I think it's going to be absolutely killer. I think it's going to sell so many copies that it's going to make people's heads spin in the first year. If Nintendo can meet with demand, unlike Sony with the PlayStation 5. That was a nightmare to get one of those at first. It took like 2 years to be able to get a PS5. Like, it was crazy. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you supporting the channel. Mostly that's through subscribing, which is the most valuable because it basically tells the algorithm that you like my content. Leaving a comment, whether it's an upvote or downvote, just engaging with, talking, supporting the community, it means a whole hell of a lot to me. And at the end of the day, if you subscribe to my channel, and by the way, this isn't a case of me saying, 14% of you are No. If you want to subscribe, you should do so because you like my content, but more so, I actually think you'll get a value every day from my YouTube community tab. Whether that value is making you feel a little bit sick, or making you laugh, or bringing a smile to your face. For example, this is one of my recent posts. Japanese McDonald's is on another level. Now, I can understand you looking at that going, that's like AI generated, because I do post AI generated images. No, that is real. That is a real McDonald's commercial. That is real. Think about that. McDonald's in America would never be that creative. I also talked about what I got for Christmas. Sharing some things. I got a real alligator head, and I got a vintage Colt 1911. Oh my God, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And by the way, it's real. It's not a replica. It is just absolutely gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And they gave me, I was so happy. They gave me an extended mag, So I got an extended mag with that as well, because the 1911 is 45 ACP, which usually has 7 or 8 round capacity. I think it's usually 8. But this one is a little bit extended, which I absolutely love. And they gave me the alligator head, which goes along with my my mounted. I've got a mounted deer head on my wall, and I've also got a black bear. And I don't mean like a pelt. I mean I literally have a full black bear. We taxidermied, a couple of years ago. That was shot up here. One of my most prized possessions. I love that bear. The bear is great. We put a Christmas hat on him, or Santa hat on him every year. He's just fantastic. But yeah, I got a full size bear in my living room and stuff like that. But yeah, this is the sort of content that you get from my channel if you want to subscribe. This was a Christmas surprise. But yeah, we have fun over there, and so ultimately, I want to give people a place where they can go and feel free to basically, say what you want, say your piece. I'm not going to delete your comment, whether you disagree with my post, whether you hate it, and trust me, some people hated that RoboCop C-3PO picture. But yeah, we have fun over there. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's video. I very, very, very much appreciate you being here and listening. And I'll see you next time.